Morning, y'all. There seems to be some confusion going on about deadlines, and so I'm going to share the course calendar and talk you through the course calendar and what I was thinking when I put the dates on and what it really means. Okay, so now you should have a pretty good view of the course calendar, and I'll make it even bigger just in case. Okay, so here we go. Let's look at week 2, and okay, it says week number 2, which runs from May 18th through 24th. Deadlines over on the right side, the discussion post 3 or assignment 3 is listed as due May 20th, which would be the 3rd day of week 2. The last day of week 2, which is the 24th, is when discussion post 4 is due. Now, let's ease up the pressure a little bit and let's skip the word deadline here. I'll just type in my own for next year. Due dates. Okay. That way, you know, because deadline sounds pretty violent. All right, so let's look again. My intent was for you to do your initial post on discussion post 3 yesterday, putting your questions up. Now, you still have to respond to the questions of others, and for that, you're somewhat dependent on them being on time, and you can take your time for that. If you're a few days later, like I'll be grading discussion post 3 all week. So if you are worried that you missed the deadline and you won't be able to get all of your points, including your initial post for 10 points and your helpful comments for 6 more points, don't worry about that. Just get your post in, do a good job challenging people on their questions. You know, don't call them out for being wrong, but make suggestions on how they can be more right. Or if you just have an alternative question that you think might be a more interesting correlation, for instance, you can suggest that. There's all kinds of ways that you can earn points for making attempts to be helpful. You guys are doing a great job of encouraging on comments, but there's a few people who are kind of missing out on the helpful thing. You got to actually say something substantial that makes the person think. So keep taking your shots at that. I go through, when I read those comments, when you make a comment on someone's, I will give you 2 points if I think you've done anything to help them think in a different way. So there's lots of good ways to do it. There's a million right questions to ask and variables, and so it's not that hard to do, to come up with just one good idea to challenge someone in a comment and push their thinking. And they may or may not take your idea, your suggestion. That's okay. What we're trying to do is give them options, because we want to think through as many things as possible. We're trying to get down to the questions that they really might want to ask in their dissertation. So that's what this week's about, getting some quantitative questions down, and then we can work on the methodology next week. So deadlines, due dates. Each week I have one that's about 3 days into the week, which starts on the weekend, and so Monday may be the due date because Saturday was the first day of the week. Some people are jumping ahead. I posted week 2 on Friday afternoon. I may post it early Saturday morning, but you can use the weekend to try to do most of the work of the week, and then just check back in and make some comments throughout the week. So that's how to beat the deadlines and not freak out. Let's look at the next week here. Okay. Week 3 starts on the 25th. The first assignment is due on the 27th. And here again, that's your initial post. Should be on by the 27th, and then you can still make comments after that and get points. So it's a process. There's not an exact day where you finish it. It's because you finish your post and then you comment on others. So think of it as an ongoing process. You'll continue looking back at that post after the 27th. Okay, the 4th week. Okay, the 4th week. The first thing is the quantitative worksheet. Now, this is a bigger deal. It's not it's not an well, I guess we're still going to post it so that we can see each other's work and make comments. So yes, it is going to be. We're going to treat that the same as just another assignment. It's just a little more involved, but I will give you a chance to make comments on each other's work and learn from each other's work. And then we're moving into qualitative, and the due dates are going to work the same. Do your initial post, give feedback, and giving feedback can happen after the due date. After we do those initial quantitative and qualitative things and turn in our worksheets, post our worksheets, we're going to look at judging quantitative and qualitative research in week 6. And again, those discussions are, post your initial responses and comment on others, and there's a rhythm here. So try to get the first post done by the due date, and keep coming back, make comments, help each other out. But the last week of the class, I have to turn grades in pretty darn quickly. So this deadline on week 7 is the one that is ironclad. Absolute. If you turn yours in on June 28th at 12:01, you don't pass the class. This is a deadline. You're going to do a PowerPoint presentation. I'll go through all the details. I'll give you all the things that you need to know, and you need it's worth 3. So it's worth 3 posts. So you need to get this sucker in on time. Absolutely. I mean, a death in the family will get you an extra day, but pretty much you should have had it done by then anyway. Okay, this is serious because you cannot get an incomplete in this course and continue on to Education 752, which is a necessary part of your dissertation. So week 7 is the only freak out time. You must get it in. You should wisely get it in way before the deadline, so if something happens that you don't have an issue. Okay? So everything else has a little bit of flexibility built in there onto the deadlines. So take a deep breath. But when we come to week 7, there's absolutely no flexibility, and it would be wise to get it in a day or 2 early. All right, so one more time, take a deep breath, try to meet the due dates, get your first post in by the discussion post due date, and then comment on it after the fact. I know I said that a few times, but some people are very, very concerned about when the last time they can get points is, and I'll keep coming back to it. And if you ever think you should have got points for a comment and you're wondering why you didn't, you can copy that comment, email it to me, and say, hey, I posted this. Was this not helpful? And I'll either say, yes, it was helpful, and man, I can't believe I missed that. Or I will say, no, and here's why. So it's okay to politely question if you think you should have got 2 points for comment. Because I'm a fairly reasonable guy. We just want to do a good job on our own work and helping others, because that's what we do at Carson Newman. That's what we do as Christians. We work hard and we help each other out. All right, I hope you'll be a little more relaxed in some cases and diligent in others about the due dates. I want that initial post by that date. And the comments can come later. All right, I think that's all I need to say for today. Oh, well, one added thing. I did have a glitch with quiz A, and some people lost their scores. And so I'm going to clean that up. I'm going to go in and find them and manually enter that in. So I'm going to get that squared away today. Let me know if there's any other computer glitches, questions about, well, quiz questions. So a couple people have asked, and I'm not afraid to to give a little bit of input without giving the whole show away. And all right, I'll see you online. Same bad time, same bad channel. All right, have a good day.